Good afternoon. We are Cindy Melissa Godínez de León, Ruth Maria Garza, and Isa Carolina Becerra, and we are part of the research training program of the School of Architecture of the University of Monterrey. And we worked on the basic unit proposal for the immigration emergency in Mexico. Between 2022 and 2025, U.S. immigration policy has significantly changed, directly impacting Mexico and other Latin American countries. As an academic institution, we know the immigration problem goes beyond constructing a shelter where migrants can stay. But migrants are human beings who have needs and deserve dignity for their stay, even though it is temporary one. This research aimed to provide them with a basic units and spaces to stay dignified while clarifying their migratory status. The map of the left shows the main migration routes from Mexico to the United States. And we also note that the three main points for repatriation are Sonora, Tamaulipas, and Baja California. For this reason, the project is being proposed in the Tamaulipas border area. Official data shows that 86% of those deported are adults and 14% are minors. We also know that 77% are men and 23% are women. The Mexican states with the highest number of deportees were Chiapas, Guerrero, Nuevo León, Oaxaca, and Puebla, and we can see it on the map. In January 2025, President Donald Trump signed executive orders that included declaring a national emergency to deploy military personnel to the Mexican border and reactivating the Remain in Mexico program. The architectural proposal integrates strategies of empathic architecture and spaces to promote social interaction. The results of the study and the main contribution was a draft of the digital prototype with 6 functional coherence and will be developed in a second phase with materials that allow durability and flexibility. The presentation aims to show the creative process of the morphological solution inspired of the pyramidal forms on the pre-Hispanic temples.
So, how do we respond to emergencies, particularly in the context of the ongoing migration crisis? According to the Senapred, the states most affected by natural disasters, or in this case, the migration crisis, are also the ones marked by underdevelopment, social injustice, and economic irrationality. These vulnerabilities are compounded during emergencies where not only physical damage occurs, but also deeper sociocultural and environmental transformations. Emergencies, as we know, don't just destroy infrastructure, they impact lives in every way. The damage can be either physical, material, or psychological. While physical injuries are often addressed by organizations such as Doctors Without Borders, the psychological toll, manifesting as anxiety, depression, and trauma, typically arise from long term stressors such as the loss of housing, food insecurity, or displacement. In Mexico, during emergencies like the immigration events, the first priority is access to basic needs, such as water, food, medical care, and shelter. These are often provided by the government and surrounding communities. Temporary shelters play a vital role, and within them, people have access to sanitary services, clothing, blankets, and basic tools. In some cases, this aid is supported through programs such as the Catastrophic Bond, which is designed to mitigate the effects of emergency situations. Recognizing the need for well planned emergency infrastructure, we based our project on the recommendations from the Manual for Design of Temporary Collective Shelters. These shelters are meant to provide short term protection until people can find permanent solutions. The manual outlines several key requirements, such as flexibility for expansion, secure and accessible locations, good drainage, and a minimum of 3 square meters per person, with the shelter's capacity determined by the available beds. Among the 4 typologies that the manual offers, we chose to base our proposal on the limited use emergency site typology. These types of shelters are temporary in nature and often set up quickly to address specific emergencies like migration. They are built using provisional materials and can remain in use longer if needed.
For our project, we decided to do some case studies. This is La Matisse, an emergency shelter designed in 2015 by students from the Pontifical Catholic University of Peru. Created for Peru's coastal region, it's designed to face earthquakes and extreme weather from El Nino. Though compact, just 4.4 square meters, it can hold up to 8 people thanks to its semi-spherical form. It uses lightweight aluminum, durable PVC flooring, and waterproof thermalon insulation. The radial structure allows 4 people to assemble it in just 4 hours. This design considers local climate and geography by providing a lightweight, resilient structure that adapts to temperature changes, allowing hot air to escape during the day while retaining warmth and blocking cold air at night. This is the emergency shelter designed by architect Hiro Wan in 1995 in response to the Kobe earthquake. At just 52 square meters, it can house up to 6 people with its simple rectangular layout. Built from reusable materials, beer crates with sandbags for the foundation, cardboard tubes for the structure, plywood flooring, and a plastic tarp roof, this shelter was fast to assemble. 27 units in under 6 hours. A smart, low-cost design for urgent disaster relief. The shelter cost under 2,000 US dollars, uses reusable and recyclable materials to reduce environmental impact, and has been successfully adapted and replicated in places like Varanasi, Turkey, and Burj, India. This is the emergency shelter designed by LabVis in 2024 as a response to post-disaster housing needs in Guayaquil, Ecuador. It covers 15 square meters and uses a modular system with no fixed walls, allowing flexible use. Sustainable materials like bamboo panels and agricultural waste fibers reduce environmental impact. The shelter is elevated on concrete pilings with cross ventilation and a protective roof overhangs. It can quickly be built using a prefabricated construction kit with an easy-to-follow manual. The use of eco-materials and modular systems allows these homes to go beyond temporary solutions and incorporates bamboo that supports local identity. This is a Villa Facendina emergency shelter, an academic project by PUC Minas in 2024. It was created to address the housing shortage in the Calafate neighborhood of Belo Horizonte, Brazil. Covering 30 square meters, it includes a kitchen, living room, bathroom, and bedroom, made with local sustainable materials like cedar, pine, eucalyptus, and reinforced plywood panels. The shelter was built using prefabricated parts and assembled in just 5 days, with students actively participating on hands-on workshops. This project integrates academic construction practice with a real-world impact by addressing the specific needs of vulnerable communities through a thoughtful hands-on project.
For our project, our proposed site is located in Matamoros, Tamaulipas, specifically at 87325 10 de Mayo 15 Estero, San Pablo. The site analysis revealed useful information, such as nearby bodies of water, sun paths, and prevailing southeastern winds. All of this informed the layout and design of our shelter units. For our project, we designed 5 different typologies to accommodate different needs. Some units include private bathrooms, while others prioritize open space or storage solutions. By offering a variety of options, we aim to give users a sense of autonomy and dignity, which is often lost in crisis situations. Now I'm going to be talking a little bit of our project. As you can see, we have the different typologies displayed on the slide, but I wanted to explain a little bit more of what you can see in each typology and their differences, or what makes them unique. The first typology, as shown in the image, accommodates 4 beds. Instead of using a partition wall made from the same material as the rest of the unit, we opted for a piece of furniture that also serves as storage for personal belongings of the users. The second typology shares most of the same characteristics of the first, with the main difference being the absence of a private bathroom, as you can see, which is replaced by a small terrace. The third typology introduces a different layout, featuring solid partition walls that create 2 separate dormitories, each with 2 beds as well as a private bathroom for the entire unit. And here we have the final 2 typologies. As you can see, they share kind of a resemblance to the other 3 from before, but the difference here is that these 2 typologies offer more spacious accommodations, reducing occupancy to 3 beds per unit. That typology 4, as you can see, includes a terrace and a furniture-based partition, while typology 5 incorporates a private bathroom and a partition wall made from the same material as the rest of the unit.
The materials used for this project will be finalized in the second development phase. For now, we propose using concrete panels as the main structure, strong, durable, and quick to assemble. We are also exploring sustainably local available materials. Plywood panels, for example, are being considered for walls and partitions. When sealed correctly, plywood is lightweight, cost effective, and well suited to Tamaulipas' warm and humid climate. Our design includes simple but effective sustainable strategies. The roof is elevated and sloped, allowing hot air to escape and cool air to enter naturally, reducing the need for mechanical ventilation. It also helps drain water efficiently, preventing damage and extending the life of the structure. Windows and doors have overhangs that provide shade from the sun and protect from the rain. The benefits of our project is that it is eco-friendly, low-cost, climate-adapted, fast-built, durable, made with local materials, and expandable. We would like to further research more about the typology so we can be more inclusive for people with disabilities or special needs and create more social areas.